Hey everyone, Jake here. Today I got a review of the Stealth 700 Gen 2. We recently had a review of the Stealth 600 Gen 2 and really liked the improvements that Turtle Beach made to soup up that design. So today, we're going to take a look at the 700 and talk about the improvements Turtle Beach has made to this headset and if it's even worth taking a look at. Let's jump right in. Alright, let's get our first impressions of the headset. At first look, it has a nice aesthetic to it. I really like how they ditched the blue-green colors depending on if it's PS4 or for Xbox. Instead, they went for a much more neutral gray-black color. Big improvement, and I think it looks a lot cleaner. It's much better for, everyday usage, and you're not really polarized to a certain brand or a certain color. So it looks better with regardless of whatever you're using. The material seems pretty high-end. It's like this plush leather material. I don't know if it's actually leather. It's probably not, but the fact that it feels really nice is what really matters here, not that it, is actually nice. When I first put the headset on, it felt really tight on my head. So I ended up having to stretch it out a little bit. Here's a pro tip. If you have a foam roller, put it on the foam roller and it'll slowly stretch it out. That worked wonders for me because after I did that, it fit on my head perfectly and it was actually really comfortable. I was a little worried that the leather material wouldn't be very breathable, but that turned out not to be the case. In the box, you get the basic stuff. You get the headset, wireless dongle, and a charging cable. And that's about it. You also get a sticker. Don't forget about the sticker. Those are always nice to have. It just has the logo on it, but I've been slowly amassing my collection of stickers from all these product reviews I've been doing. Always excited to get those. At first glance, the build quality is pretty nice. The headset is solid with a metal band that, doesn't flex a whole lot and it has a nice weight to it, which I really like. I am a little concerned that the weight could add a hot spot to the top of your head, but I'm a sucker for a good build quality because I always like something that feels really firm and it won't break if you sit on it or twist it or something like that. This thing is pretty rigid and I don't think it's going to break easily. As I mentioned before, the ear cups are made out of the soft leather material. It feels very soft and very nice just to touch. I'm a little concerned that it's not breathable, and after heavy usage it could get pretty warm, so just beware of that. So there is a few different range of motions that this headset can go through, 3 total actually. So you have the band that you can slide and unslide, which is great for if you have a larger head like me, you can make it bigger. Or if you have a smaller head, you can tighten it up. And then you also have the twisting of the ear cups. So if you want to wear it casually, you can twist it out and just let it rest on your shoulders. And then you also have the tilting design. So when you put it on your head, the ear cups will tilt in or out depending on how wide your head is, I guess. Overall, these 3 movements make this headset pretty versatile and will probably fit on a wide variety of heads. One thing I didn't really like is the headset's kind of clunky. I don't know if that term is used to describe headsets often, but it's like, it just doesn't feel very satisfying when you pick it up. This might just be subjective to me, but when you pick it up, it just it has a weird feel to it, like the ear cups will spin out. Yeah. Hard to explain. That's all I have to say about that. Move on to the next. So for sound quality, we tested this headset out on a ton of different games. Typical Call of Duty, Dark Souls, even a MOBA, just to try it out and see how it works in a wide variety of situations. Here's the verdict. It works really well for shooter games or anything with loud, big explosions or gunshots. It picks up those sounds really well. The bass of the headset is really nice. So it does great in anything where there's lots of explosions. It does underperform a little bit in the slower story type games where there's more subtle sounds. Like when I was playing Dark Souls, for example, a lot of the sounds of the environment don't really get picked up very well and they don't feel quite as vibrant. So if you play a lot of story type games, maybe this isn't a great headset because it doesn't really pick up those environmental sounds as well. But if you play a game like Call of Duty where it's all about loud sounds and picking up directionality of stuff like the footsteps, it's a much better option for something like that. So if you play first-person shooters, this headset's probably a better option versus more story-based games. For music, I tried out a plethora of different genres. I tried pop, rap, rock, country, female vocalist, male vocalist, and here's what I have to say. It's similar to gaming where it does really well with the really bassy noises. So rap is good. Everything else, not quite as good. I feel like the mid-range type of sounds are kind of flat. It doesn't pick up a lot of that detail and vibrancy of the whole range of noises, but the bass is really good. So, for rap, if you want to get the bass going, it's really good. For other things, it's not the best. I'll just leave it at that. I also noticed female vocalists do pretty good, so if you like Taylor Swift, it's not bad too. Overall, the sound quality is passable, but it does excel in certain situations. So keep that in mind when you decide to purchase it. The sound levels also got to a decently high volume. For me personally, it was perfect. I don't really go super loud with anything. Maybe I used to like 5 years ago when I was crazier and younger, but for most people, it should be good. If you really like to turn up the sound level though, it might not be quite loud enough for you. I don't know if that's like a safety regulation they do because they don't want to get sued for people for hearing loss, but if you want to really crank it up, then this one doesn't really have that option. So a closer look at comfort. When I put it on, I was like, dang, this thing is tight like a tiger. Toit like a tiger, however you say it. It was really snug around my head and it put a lot of pressure directly on my ears. And I just think it was just a little too tight at first. The whole band was really rigid and yeah, it wasn't very flexible. So after I stretched it out while on the foam roller, like I explained earlier, that seemed to do the trick because it fit really well. Just the struggles of having a large head, I guess. I would be a little careful when you stretch it out though, because it doesn't really snap back to its position at all. So if you stretch it out too much, it could just be stuck in that position and then you're just like, then you're stuck with an overly stretched headset and that's not good either. It'll just be too loose on you. It might fall off if you like do some of those weird head motions. But after stretching it out, the comfort is pretty top notch. I was worried about the hot spots, but when I was gaming, I kind of forgot I was even wearing it. Maybe after a few hours, I could definitely see myself like needing a little bit of a break or, you know, cycling one ear cup on and off just to like kind of give myself a little bit of breathability and rest from the headset. But overall, it's pretty comfortable. For smaller heads, this headset might be too big for you. I gave it to my wife, and even at the smallest setting, it was too large for her. So if you have a smaller head, maybe it might not work for you. You need a perfect size head, basically. For larger heads, like you can stretch it out a bit, so you have a little bit of wiggle room there. But if you have a smaller head, you can't really make the band retract anymore. You're kind of out of luck there. The top band is made out of that leather material and it does protect your head pretty well from the weight of the headset, so it's pretty comfortable in that department. So comfort wise, the only thing you got to look out for is the hot spot around your ears, and that's just because it's tight when you take it out of the box. So if you stretch it out properly, it shouldn't be an issue. The overall style, I would say, is pretty attractive actually. Compared to other similar gaming headsets, it looks a lot better. Like I said, I don't really like the different like colors based off of if you're Xbox or PS4. I definitely really like the, you know, the more neutral colors that look less gamery, I guess, and more acceptable for public use. So I definitely could see this appealing to a larger audience. The microphone also swings in and out of the body of the headset, which makes it really nice. So you can use the headset without anyone ever seeing that there's a microphone on it, which is perfect because you're not always going to be gaming with it. If you're just listening to music, you know, you want to put that headset, you want to put that microphone away. I also like how you can wear the headset casually. You can rest it around your shoulders and swing the ear cups out so that you can just, you know, walk around with it on, or if you're not playing games or something, you can just pop it around your shoulders, grab a drink, come back, and then put it back on. So that's really nice. Overall, the style is a big improvement and seems much better from the Gen 1 design, which is a nice. The wireless connectivity is really easy to set up. So all I did was take the headset out of the box, plug in the dongle, turn the headset on, press the pairing button, and boom, it worked. Probably took me less than like 2 minutes to set up, and I was ready to start gaming, which is really convenient. The PS4 version is not supposed to be compatible with my PC, but I tried it out anyways, and I was actually able to listen to music and connect everything pretty well to my PC. The only thing I couldn't do was get the microphone to work. So, you know, if you want to use it on your PC too, you could do that, but the Xbox version is supposed to be fully compatible with both PC and Xbox, so keep that in mind. But PS4 is only supposed to be compatible with PS4. So as I mentioned before, the microphone has some really cool functionality to it. You can swing it in and out, and there's actually 3 different positions. The first position is fully retracted, which has the microphone fully muted. You can also do it halfway out, and that is also the microphone muted. And then when you have it fully deployed, then it's unmuted and you can start talking. So, you know, if you want to have a side discussion when you're with a party of friends and like your mom comes into the room or someone else comes into the room, you can swing up the microphone just half a notch and then start talking to them. And then whenever they leave, you can just swing it back fully and then start playing again and talk to your friends. Really convenient. And I like that you don't have to press a button or like fumble around with your headset to try and find the mute button. This is really convenient and pretty streamlined, I would say. Let's take a look at some of the different controls available on the headset. So, pretty standard, you have the master volume wheel, just up and lower the master volume, pretty standard stuff. You also have a microphone sensitivity. They call it a mappable wheel for some reason, but it basically changes the overall microphone sensitivity. If your house is really noisy, you can adjust the level to make your microphone less sensitive so that you don't pick up all those people talking in the background. Basically, you have cleaner audio going into chat. So like your friends can hear you better and they won't complain about a lot of background noise. When you're talking, you also have a small playback of what you're saying so that you have an idea of how loud everything is going into the microphone, so you can really adjust it nice. There was an issue with the Gen 1 microphone where it was way too sensitive, and whatever sound was playing through the headset, the microphone would actually pick up. And that caused a lot of complaints, and a lot of people from the community were saying that like they couldn't play with the headset on because basically all the game sounds were getting picked up and played back into their microphone, and all their party members would just get really annoyed. But with the sensitivity wheel, you can change the overall sensitivity, so that shouldn't be a problem anymore. So that's a nice fix from Turtle Beach. There are also a bunch of different preset modes. So if you want different sound levels or different sound types, there's like a mixer type feature with 4 different preset settings. The first one is just a basic blend, you know, the pretty standard signature sound. The next one is bass boost, so if you really like loud bassy noises, you can crank that up a bit, have louder explosions, more of an oomph to everything that's going on. And then there's bass and treble boost, which sort of makes everything sound a bit more vibrant. Some people can find it a little overwhelming, so they might not want to use it all the time, or maybe for a certain situation. And there's vocal boost, so if you're chatting with friends mostly and you just want to talk to them, it'll make the voices sound more clear. It's also really good if you're listening to vocalist heavy music, so it'll make the sounds of the person actually singing sound better. And it's really cool to have all these options at your disposal. It makes the headset more versatile and usable in a lot of different situations. But although they're nice to have, they don't fix the issues with the sound, such as like picking up the instrumental music as well, or a lot of those mid-range sounds still sound pretty flat even with all these different settings engaged. So just keep that in mind. But overall, this is a pretty well built, you know, comfortable headset. The sound quality is good in different situations. So a lot of explosions, Call of Duty, Battlefield, you know, maybe Overwatch, those type of games would do really well. CSGO, that one too, you know. Anything where there's lots of shooting, lots of explosions, this headset will do great. But for slower story type games where the sounds are more subtle, or it's more like environmental type sounds, it's less good, I would say. It's also great for rap music, but for other types of music, it's not quite as good. Upon purchasing the headset, you may need to stretch it out a little bit, like I had to. You know, just get a basketball or foam roller and just plop it on there for a few hours and then test it out again until it gets to a point where it's comfortable for you. If you have a normal sized head, it might just feel good out of the box. Anyways, I'm pretty impressed with all the upgrades that Turtle Beach made to the headset over the Gen 1 version. I really like that they're listening to their audience and they fixed a lot of the issues that were present. So props to any company that will do that and go back and actually fix their designs to make them better. So I hope you found all this information informative. There should be more reviews coming like this in the future. If you're interested in checking out the headset, I linked it below. If you want more reviews like this one, please subscribe to the channel. It definitely is motivating for me, and there should be more coming in the future. I'm still trying to figure out this whole YouTube thing, so bear with me as I get more comfortable on camera and the quality gets better. So anyways, have a good one, and I hope you enjoyed. Thank you.